But let's be real. What's the point of working just as hard as your male colleagues if you're bringing home less money? And here's a kicker. Women, on average, still earn 82 cents for every dollar a man makes. And it's even worse for women of color. Hello, everyone. Today, we're talking about an important topic: 5 irreversible Republican wrongdoings affecting American women. And let's be honest, there's no shortage of material here. From healthcare to fair pay, certain policies and decisions have left a lasting impact on American women's lives, and not always for the better. So buckle up, because we're about to dive into the most significant issues and actions that have fundamentally changed the lives of American women. Ready? Let's go! Number 5. Blocking equal pay initiatives. Kicking things off, we're talking about equal pay. I mean, it's the 21st century. You'd think equal pay for equal work would be a no-brainer, right? But Republicans have consistently blocked legislation like the Paycheck Fairness Act, which aims to close the gender pay gap. This act would have increased transparency, making it easier for women to know if they're being paid fairly, and to challenge pay discrimination. Instead, Republican lawmakers argue that equal pay laws put too much pressure on businesses. But let's be real. What's the point of working just as hard as your male colleagues if you're bringing home less money? And here's a kicker. Women, on average, still earn 82 cents for every dollar a man makes. And it's even worse for women of color. How would you feel if your paycheck was smaller just because of your gender? It doesn't exactly feel fair, does it? It's almost like they're saying, "Congratulations, you got the job, but don't expect the same paycheck." If you thought pay equality was the only thing under attack, hold on to your seats. Number 4. Rolling back access to affordable health care. At number 4, we're talking about health care. You might remember the Affordable Care Act, or Obamacare, a landmark law that expanded health care to millions of Americans, particularly benefiting women by covering maternity care, cancer screenings, birth control, and preventive services without extra costs. But since the ACA passed, Republican leaders have been on a mission to dismantle it. They've tried to repeal it multiple times, and with every attempt, they threaten access to affordable health care for millions of women. What's more, these rollbacks would hit hardest for single mothers, young women, and low-income families. It's almost as if Republicans think healthcare is like a Netflix subscription, something you can cut down to save money. Spoiler alert, it's a bit more essential than that. Our next point is one of the most deeply personal decisions a woman can make, and the GOP has a lot to say about it. Number 3. Restricting reproductive rights. Coming in at number 3 is a big one: reproductive rights. Republicans have been chipping away at these rights for years, with the ultimate blow coming in 2022, when the Supreme Court, thanks to a conservative majority, overturned Roe v. Wade. This landmark decision had protected a woman's right to choose for nearly 50 years, but its reversal opened the floodgates for restrictive abortion laws. Now, many states have near-total bans on abortion, and some even restrict access to contraception. And let's be clear, this isn't just about abortion, it's about control. Many of these laws don't even make exceptions for rape or incest, leaving women with few options, even in the most extreme cases. Think about it. What would you do if politicians were making decisions about your most personal health choices? It's almost like they want women to be included in the decision-making process, as long as those decisions are pre-approved by lawmakers. Number 2, weakening protections against workplace harassment. At number 2, we have workplace protections, or the lack thereof. Over the years, Democrats have introduced legislation to strengthen protections against workplace harassment, particularly for women. The idea is simple. No one should have to deal with harassment or discrimination on the job. But time and again, Republican leaders have blocked or weakened these measures. Republicans often argue that these protections place burdens on businesses. But let's be honest, shouldn't every worker have the right to a safe workplace? Women deserve a place to work free from harassment, where they don't have to choose between their job and their dignity. Yet Republicans have opposed measures that hold employers accountable, making it harder for women to report harassment without fearing retaliation. What would you do if you felt unsafe at work, but knew reporting it could cost you your job? Apparently, some lawmakers think of a safe work environment as optional, like getting Wi-Fi on a plane. Newsflash, it's not optional, it's a right. All right, folks, we're down to the top spot. This final issue doesn't just impact women today. It shapes how girls see themselves and what they believe they can achieve. Number 1. Reinforcing gender stereotypes and limiting social progress. Finally, topping our list is something that might sound a bit broad, but it's perhaps the most influential: reinforcing gender stereotypes. For years, many Republican leaders have promoted traditional gender roles. Think along the lines of "women belong at home" or "motherhood is their primary role." Now, there's nothing wrong with motherhood or being a homemaker, but the problem arises when women's choices and potential are limited by outdated ideas. By endorsing these stereotypes, Republicans contribute to a society where women are often seen as less capable in leadership roles. This isn't just rhetoric. It impacts policies, career opportunities, and representation. It sends a message to young girls that certain paths are for men and others are for women. Think about the young girls who see this message and internalize it. Shouldn't they grow up believing they can be anyone they want to be? It's almost like some people think life should come with a 1950s instruction manual. Guess what? Times have changed, and the manual could use a few new chapters. And this is why this issue tops our list. These stereotypes don't just affect women today. They have a lasting impact on future generations. We need leaders who encourage equality and inspire young women to aim high. And there you have it. 5 irreversible Republican wrongdoings affecting American women. From limiting reproductive rights to undermining equal pay and weakening workplace protections, these actions impact women's rights, safety, and futures in ways that can't just be undone with the flip of a switch. At this point, it's almost like some Republicans think the future is a choose-your-own-adventure book, but they're the ones choosing every page. So, what do you think? Can we turn these wrongs into fuel for progress? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you're ready to stay informed and empowered, give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring the bell for more discussions on the issues that matter.